Hey you guys, I thought I would just share this. I've been working on my place really hard. I'm building new pens, I'm building new fences. Um, I live in East Texas, things get wet here. I want the ability to get my horses under shade and then out of the wetness. I got a friend that kind of got in a little bit of trouble. She's consigning horses for people. She got a little overwhelmed. Horses didn't look good. Place didn't look good. A lot of times we're just not, there's no excuse for it. First of all, there's just not. I think nothing makes people more mad than animal abuse and kid abuse, and I understand that. So I'm just going to say this. There's no sense in jumping on that, preaching about that. I think we could all agree. But I just want to offer a little bit of information in case nobody knows, okay? Hog panels at Tractor Supply come in 5x8s and 5x16s. They're $23 a piece, okay? 16 foots are $23, 8 foots are $23. I don't know why it makes sense that way. I mean, why they think that makes sense, but that's what they do. If you have the access to a 16-foot, 20-foot flatbed trailer, go get the 16 foots. They are literally the same amount. So that's how much they cost. These little wood posts, the little ones, the little round ones, are just as much as, well, they're $2 more than a T-post, and the big ones are $4 more than a T-post, so not that much. And cedar staves, like the fence staves, are $2 a piece for the really straight ones. They come in bundles of 200, which is a lot, and so they're $400 a piece. That's a lot. I own this, and so I just went and trees be falling down around here all the time for no reason. I just went and found a bunch of them that are on the ground, cut them up, and so I did my pens this way. Now, my whole place is creek lined. Some creeks run through my place, some creeks run around my place. It all is what it is. So these pens are going to be wet some days and dry some days. It is important, I don't ride outside horses anymore, but it is important that you have at least 3 or 4 more pens than what you have horses on your place. And they need to be decent size, or a turnout, or just really nice stalls that are covered and out of the weather, so that you can get your horses out of the bullshit when it rains and the flies and all the things. Even just cause having some dirt, if you got dirt, make you a pile of it, make you an elevation. So this pen actually has a creek that runs through it. So this is down, and you'll watch this mirror. She is actually going up. You'll see the grade, but up here is about a 3-foot grade that she goes up here to get to here, and all this stays really dry if all this is wet. Now it's not wet right now, but it is what it is. If you have horses that paw or fight through the fence at feed times, you can do something kind of like here. So if I have my studs in this pen and one in that pen, if this is wet, then I'll hang my buckets and my feed, or my hay bags or whatever, or feed up here. And that way, if they get to being mad at each other, first of all, they can't see each other, so they're not too mad at each other, because now they can't see each other. And then second of all, it's a cheap way to just it's just a strike barrier or a kick barrier or whatever. Now, if you do your spaces like this, like I did, just to minimize the wood, do 2 inches. This is 2 or 3 inches. They can't get a foot through here if they get super mad at each other. And then my studs, they like to play back and forth. This is hog panel with the cedar staves or whatever. But when you do your fence staves, if you're doing hog panel, because it is a bigger panel, and if you have horses that paw or whatever, they can stick their foot through here, and you don't want them to be able to do that. I mean, if you've got wire and your horses aren't getting in trouble in wire, they won't get in trouble in these. But take your fence stave, your little cedar stave or whatever it is, and put it in the middle. Put them in the middle. That way, if a horse really just goes to paw or whatever at feed time or whatever they do, getting impatient, then they're hitting this, and they're not getting their whole foot stuck in here. So just do it in the middle. I know a lot of people like to do them on these, but then you leave the whole middle gap. and then they get stuck. My horses don't paw or be stupid. I mean, they might kind of do the fence at feed time. So I put them there in the middle. Plus they look cool. They just look pretty. But I had no idea they were as expensive as they are. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about it. It costs very little. It costs very little, less than probably what you're spending on entry fees to get your horse in a safe pen. And you just you're gonna have to sweat, right? There's some sweat equity. I'm blessed, and I went and bought an auger, and so, but if you watch me, like, that thing is no joke either. I mean, it's hard work no matter what, whether you're hand digging or you're augering or whatever. Always, you can just do panels. Like, literally, I'm building another one over here, and the gates are the most expensive part. Panels, just like a 10-foot panel, county line panel at Tractor Supply is like $89. The gates are like $120. It's crazy. But anyways, I've got gates, but the panels are way cheaper, and they work just as good. Okay, it's not that big of a deal, but they're safe. Anyway, so these are 40-foot little pins that I've made. You can see, and I have 4 40 by 40s basically. And anyways, the 40-foot pins, or the 140-foot side, each one cost me 64, 70, 75, 80, 85, 95, $95, I guess, with the hardware. 105, and then the gate. It's about $200, probably $200 each 40-foot fence. Which is I understand is a lot for some people, but guys, if you're running barrels, you're paying entry fees and fuel to get there and back. I promise you, you're spending that. You're spending it, and I'm not doing it all at one time. Just do one section of fence at a time, and build you some mini pens. That way, if you build the mini pens and some of your pens get flooded, or the hay is nasty and you need to clean it out, you can just kick that horse into another pen. Like, it's just part of good horsemanship, as having dry places for them to go. You know, just, it is what it is. It's a pain in the butt. But it doesn't cost much, and I'm just a girl, and I did most of this by myself. My husband came out just to check on me and make sure I didn't die when I was working on the auger or my chainsaw or whatever. But, you know, I didn't have to concrete these in because I got them deep enough with my auger. They're not concreted. They're not going to move. Then I just have these little things here. I'll tell you what's kind of funny. My husband was he was like, what in the heck? That's so ghetto. Listen, I didn't have 14 hands to hold all these hog panels up. So I used zip ties. And then I went back after the zip ties and then did the little metal bands. But easy peasy, guys. It takes a little bit of sweat. But you just have to decide, like, hey, this month I'm getting my shit straight, like, right. And I'm not spending money on entry fees because I'm going to make sure my horses are safe. And if you're taking in client horses, please do this. Please don't be a story on Facebook. Please do not do that. We'll talk about feed in the next video, but, you know, nobody showed me how to do anything. And I didn't have a lot of money, so I kind of had to, like, eat shit and call it caviar growing up. You know, horse pens and stuff like that. And so, you know, this is probably ghetto to some people, but for me, I think it's pretty, and it's really safe, and it's functional, and it's affordable. And whether I have money or not, I have more money right now than I've ever had in my entire life, and I still don't like to spend it on other, like, trivial stuff. I still don't. So, I mean, I would rather spend it on entry fees, quite frankly. I'm sure everyone agrees. But I want my horses to be safe. If anyone overnights here, I want their horses to be safe. And so that's how much it cost. Those are the materials that I used, and I was able to do it really quickly, and that's how much it cost for me to be able to do it. And if your horse is not stupid, and it doesn't paw or kick or fight or whatever, then you can use the hog panel, and then you don't even need the cedar staves to go in between so that they don't paw or whatever. Then you just get your little wood posts, 4 for 40 foot. You need 4 of them if you got 40-foot fence. And your gates or your panels. And then you'll need 4 hog panels or 2 16-foots. That's 36 feet, but 32 feet. God damn it. Don't get me mathing. Okay, don't get me mathing. But anyway, you might need 2 16-foots and an 8-foot. Whatever. I don't know. Okay, I'm not a mather. I just know it doesn't cost very much. It's cheaper than vet bills.